In today's digital world, every business faces cybersecurity risks, from data breaches to system failures. These threats are real, but how do you manage them effectively? So let's break down 6 key strategies that can help you respond to cybersecurity risk. First, risk mitigation. This is all about reducing the likelihood or the impact of the risk by implementing safeguards, security controls, and countermeasures. For example, you can deploy encryption to protect sensitive data or install firewalls to block unauthorized access. These controls help you either stop a risk before it happens or minimizes the damage if it does. Next, we have risk assignment or transfer. Sometimes the best ways to deal with the risk is to transfer it. This can be done by purchasing cybersecurity insurance to cover the costs if the breach happens, or outsourcing certain tasks to a third party provider. Outsourcing allows experts to handle the risk on your behalf. Now let's talk about risk deterrence. The goal here is to make attackers going after your business. You can do this by installing security cameras, implementing auditing systems, or making it clear that you'll cooperate with authorities and prosecute criminals. The idea here is to make the cost of attack higher than the reward. Risk avoidance is another effective strategy. This involves changing your plans or avoiding certain actions that carry high risk. For example, instead of driving to a remote area, you might opt to fly to avoid the road risks. In business, if a project carries too much risk, it might be the best to walk away. Sometimes risk can't be avoided or mitigated effectively. This is where risk acceptance come in. If the cost of mitigating a risk outweighs the potential loss, an organization might decide to accept the risk. However, it's important to document these decisions clearly. What the risk is, why you are accepting, and who is responsible for managing it. Lastly, there is risk rejection or ignorance. This is one strategy you definitely want to avoid. Denying that a risk existed or ignoring it altogether is a reckless and can lead to severe consequences, including legal and financial penalties. So never reject or ignore a risk. Always take actions. To understand which strategy is right for your organization, it's important to know your risk appetite and risk tolerance. Your risk appetite is the amount of risk you are willing to take across all the assets. Risk tolerance, on the other hand, is how much risk you are willing to accept for individual assets or specific threats. These concepts guide your decision making and help you determine how much risk is acceptable for your business. Understanding inherited risk and residual risk is a natural risk presented before any safeguards are applied. After putting in place your security measures, you are left with residual risk, the risk that remains even after taking preventive actions. Your goal is to reduce the residual risk as much as possible while accepting only the risk that makes sense for your organization. Let's take a quick recap. Mitigation. Reduce the impact or likelihood of the risk. Assignment or transfer. Shift the risk to someone else. Deterrence. Make it harder for attackers to succeed. Avoidance. Avoid high risk situations when possible. Acceptance. Accept the risk when the cost of mitigation is too high. Rejection or ignorance. A strategy that should never use. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button below and follow for more cybersecurity concepts. Thank you.